Today, I want to share with you 5 more proven episode title ideas that will grow your podcast faster. So many people struggle to come up with great titles. You get frustrated. You're not a professional copywriter. You're trying to come up with something that will engage with people and grab their attention, but you just don't know how to do it. You're not the expert in that. And then your episodes don't get as many views as you'd like because it just didn't grab too much attention from people. Even though your content's great, a lot of people didn't see it because you weren't good enough at grabbing their attention. Well, in today's episode, I'm going to be going over 5 more book titles and subtitles, which are great headlines and headline structures that you can use to create great, compelling titles that will grab people's attention, grab them by the eyeballs, and draw them in so they'll listen to more of your podcast episodes and subscribe so your show will grow. I'm Brian Fleming. I'm the host of the Podgasm Marketing Podcast, where I show you how to craft clear and compelling brand messaging for your podcast so more of the right people will show up, listen to, and subscribe to your podcast so your podcast will grow. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you go download right now the free Speak Your Listeners Language PDF. It's a very simple 3-page PDF where I give you a few tips about how to craft a very clear, concise, and compelling brand message for your podcast so more of the right people will show up and listen. There's a link in the description, or you can just get it from podgasmshow.com. So again, if you struggle to come up with compelling title ideas that get people to notice your podcast and listen to them, if you're struggling to get more downloads, if you're frustrated because you're doing all this work and you're just not getting the listenership, the amount of downloads that you want, your titles are one of the big problems. And today I'm going to help you solve that problem by giving you 5 great examples. And you can use these examples. Don't plagiarize them. Don't just copy and paste them. But notice the headline structures and then insert whatever is true for your podcast content or subject matter. So the first one I have right here is a book called The 100-Page Book, Profitable Nonfiction Book Writing Tips. Now, if I was going to apply this to this Podgasm Marketing Podcast, I might say something like Profitable Podcasting Tips. And I could even say something like Profitable Podcasting Tips for New Podcasters or for beginner podcasters. I could, because that is my biggest market, is new and beginner podcasters. Now at the top, it also has a full headline that says The Business Owner's Guide to Self-Publishing a Short Customer Attraction Book, because that's what this author does. He shows people how to create short books that help them make a lot of sales. So I could say something like The Podcaster's Guide to Producing Profitable Podcast Episodes, or something of that nature. Or let's say if you're a real estate agent, I use that example a lot because it's an easy one for me. The new real estate agents, or the new real estate, you could say the real estate agent's guide to selling more homes to more people more often. There's a headline, and you can use that. If you're watching this and you have a real estate podcast, you can use that if you want. So that's just one example. The next one, Ray Edwards, great copywriter, great writer, excellent dude. I highly suggest you go read and watch everything that guy teaches. This is called Money Words. Easy to use copywriting and marketing secrets that help you sell more. All right. So let's say, and I like the top one too. Above the title, it says the Quick and Easy Copywriting Series. Okay, so he had a series of books, and this was one of them. Now, what I like about that, he says it's the quick and easy. Anytime, those are powerful buzzwords, by the way. Anytime you can use quick and easy in your headlines, do it. Now, only do this if it's true. Don't just shine people on and say it's quick and easy if it's 10,000 steps and it's going to take 10 years, all right? But people want quick and easy. You'll notice most of my podcast, all of these podcast episodes are very short. And it has very practical information because I want it to be quick and easy for you to learn and apply and get results with. So the Quick and Easy Copywriting Series, I could say for this podcast, Quick and Easy Podcasting Tips. Now for the bottom one, easy to use marketing and copywriting secrets that help you sell more. Let's say for this podcast, I could say easy to use podcasting secrets that help you grow your show. or something of that nature. Or if you're a real estate agent, you could say maybe easy to use real estate marketing secrets that help you sell more often. Something like that. Okay? Don't complicate this. By the way, there are certain headline structures that already are proven to work, and there's a lot of them. Once you find out what those are, just use those over and over again. Just interchange your words for someone else's. So the next one, also Ray Edwards, how to write copy that sells. I could say, how to create a podcast that sells. You could say, how to become a real estate agent who sells more. I don't know, something like that. The step-by-step system for more sales to more customers more often. I could say, the step-by-step system for more downloads and more listeners more often. See? If you're a podcaster and those are things you want, then I could use that and it would get your attention because I'm speaking to things you want. All right? So the step-by-step system for selling more homes to more people more often. If you're a real estate agent or something like that, or you have a real estate podcast. So again, Ray Edwards for the win. This is by Michael Masterson. It's called Great Leads. The 6 easiest ways to start any sales message. All right. So the 6 easiest ways to start a profitable podcast. The 6 easiest ways to get more downloads to your podcast fast, or something of that nature. The 6 easiest ways to sell more homes in 6 months, or sell more homes more often, or something like that. But it says it's a number, the 6, and it says easiest ways. Remember, easiest? The 6 easiest ways to what? What is the outcome you help people get, or one of them? What's the outcome in that episode you're helping your listeners get? You could call it, the 3 easiest ways, or the 6 easiest ways to what? Insert the outcome that you help them get. All right? Here we go. Here's another great one by David Garfinkel. Another great copywriter. Go read, watch all his videos, buy all his courses. His stuff's great. It's called Breakthrough Copywriting. How to generate quick cash with the written word. He teaches people how to write words to sell. I've learned a ton of copywriting from this guy. He's amazing. So, how to generate quick cash with the written word. How could I retitle that for my own podcast? The podcast, a marketing podcast. I could say something like having a episode called How to Generate Quick Cash with Your Podcast. Or if you're a real estate agent, maybe how to generate quick cash as a new real estate agent. If you're talking to newer real estate agents trying to get in the game. All right, how to generate quick cash with whatever. Insert your thing. You get the idea here. So you're an intelligent person. You obviously believe in your message. You believe in what you're doing, or you wouldn't be putting all this time and effort and money into your podcast and promoting it, editing it, all that work. So here's the deal. You want to have titles that grab people by the eyeballs and draw them in, and you want them to be so good and so targeted that people have to listen. Okay? That's how you're going to grow faster. There are a lot of other marketing techniques, but again, there is a great old phrase in marketing. I don't remember who said it, or I'd give them credit, but they said basically, great marketing only makes a bad product fail faster. So, not that you have a bad product, but if your wrapping paper is garbage around your great product, your podcast, if your titles are not compelling and they're not grabbing people and their attention and making them want to listen, they're not going to. And it's going to sacrifice your downloads. You're going to get fewer listeners, fewer downloads. You're not going to be able to monetize as much or at all. And all you have to do is say what you do better. Now, I understand a lot of you are not copywriters. You're not professional speakers like me. I get it. However, every month I do take on a few very select clients and I work with them and I rebrand their entire podcast. I write your podcast branding for you. So it's on point. It's a sharp tip of the spear. It's a sharp sword. And so when the right people see your podcast and they read your description and they see your podcast titles and your podcast episode descriptions, they know it's for them. It's on point. they're getting information that they want to know from you, and they basically have to listen to your podcast because your wording is so on point. Your messaging is so on point. One of the biggest mistakes most of you are making, especially even established podcasters, but especially new and beginner podcasters, you're not saying what you do in a clear, compelling way that makes a difference, that gets people's attention and gets them to make a listening and buying decision. All right. I do that for a few select clients, again, every month. I don't work with everybody, and I'm not for everybody. But if you'd like to work one-on-one with me or even look into it, send me an email right now at podgasmshow@gmail.com and just put the word consult in the subject line. Because if you have terrible episode titles that are not clear and compelling and benefit-driven and emotionally driven, your podcast will not grow. Send me an email right now at podgasmshow@gmail.com to check my availability. I look forward to hearing from you and watching your podcast grow.